Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ray, that's Koji, and today, well, let's go see what the banning of Sakazuki has affected the market. But before we get to the market watch, I just want to quickly tell the giveaway for this episode. So for this episode, the giveaway is going to be one sealed dashback from OP-04. And all you have to do to be part of this giveaway is make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Yeah, before we get to the market watch, I just want to quickly shout out the members of my Wolfpack. And as a reminder, my members only giveaway for March is this awesome looking Moria. Moria? All right, now without further ado, guys, yeah, let's go check out the market. All right, guys, it's time for another episode of a Market Watch where we look at the One Piece secondary market, particularly going through TCG player. And yeah, let's see the status of the One Piece secondary market. Obviously, as always, we are going to start out first with the sealed, and then we are gonna look at the subsequent cards that I think is interesting to note, especially with the Sakazuki bannings from the worlds. All right, starting with OP-01. One thing that's actually interesting is that it actually went down, surprisingly. I mean, it's not a lot, but it's substantial enough. It started at 576 US dollars and then it went all the way down to 522. So it's like a decrease of around 60 US dollars. Is this a sign of that there's reprint arriving right now? People panic selling? Hard to sell or hard to tell right now. I haven't heard a lot of reprintings just yet from stores. You know, I haven't seen any of the LGSs up here in Canada letting me know that I can actually order OP-01 boxes. But you could definitely tell that the market reacted from the Bandai reprint news. All right, next, let's go look at the second set, OP-02. This one's a little bit interesting. You saw that obviously there was a dip at the beginning of the month. It was at 348 US dollars, and then it went down all the way at the bottom of just over 298 US dollars. And then you can actually see that it slowly went up. The dip here is probably because of the reprint news from Bandai. And then obviously it slowly crept up just because I don't think any of the reprint has arrived yet. So obviously there's a lot of people still buying it. Plus, with the popularity of Sakazuki before the bannings, you know that a lot of the staples from that deck are sought after, especially the Borsalino blocker. Next, let's go look at OP-03. Same thing. It kind of follows the same format as OP-02. You saw the sharp decline. It started out at just over 239 US dollars. It went all the way down to 209. And then it slowly goes up and then it's holding steady now at 229 US dollars. So overall, a little bit of decrease, but there was definitely a panic selling here when there was a lot of, I guess, products dumped into TCG player, but it got bought up. And then slowly, as the supply drops, you can see the prices of the box slowly go up where it is now. Next, let's go look at OP-04. Similar to the past few sets, we have last month a high of 168 US dollars, just over. And then it slowly went down with a low of 152 US dollars. And then you can see it slowly go up. And then there's a huge upturn in the last a week and a half, 2 weeks or so. And right now it bounced way up again at $161.50. Next, let's go look at OP-05. OP-05 is pretty much the only set that you didn't see any drop because, you know, any news of the reprints, it didn't really affect it that much. It actually started out a month ago at 244 US dollars, and then yeah, it just went all the way up with a high of 273 US dollars and 92 cents, and then it leveled off a little bit, and then right now it is just over 269 US dollars. Unbelievable. That's insane for a current set. Next, let's go look at our upcoming set. This is insane. So a month ago, the pre-order prices are $220.56, and then yeah, it shot up once there was a news that there possibly might be a shortage of available products for OP-06, 7, and possibly 8. And then it shot all the way up. Now it went all the way up to $246.29, slowly going down, but still pretty high at $239.48. And then let's quickly look at OP-07. This one's interesting. It was all the way up to $198, and then it slowly went down a little bit, not that much. It's this graph is a little bit, I guess, it doesn't show. It looks a way more dramatic than it actually is. It actually went down $2, so it's a lot flatter than it probably looks like. You see the difference in the month. So this one's a little bit misleading. But yeah, it was a 198, just over 198 US dollars, and then it ends now at just over 196 US dollars. So yeah, so that has been the sealed products for or in the month of March. So next, let's go look at some of the cards that might be affected by the Sakazuki bans. And yeah, maybe now would be a great time to pick up some of the alt arts out there, especially that Sakazuki leader alt art. All right, let's go start out our singles review by quickly checking on the Fallen King Sakazuki himself. If you missed the news, basically the One Piece card game Worlds was played this weekend, and right after the grand finals, they basically announced that Sakazuki, the actual leader, is banned. There were other couple cards that were banned as well. I believe Grape Eruption was banned, as well as Reject. I believe in Yellow was banned as well. So yeah, let's go quickly check in on how our fleet admiral is doing. Starting out with the leader alt art, as you might have guessed, just because of the banning announcement, his value has cratered. So yeah, something that you will see from the last month is that a little bit of the bubble from OP-05 has, it's not pop, but a lot of the price throughout the entire set has gone down considerably the last month. So you saw Sakazuki was all the way up at $127.64, and then it's slowly going down, and then right after the Worlds it just cratered, and it is currently selling at just over 68 US dollars, nearly half the value that it had just a month ago. So if you were able to sell before, great on you. If you are holding on Sakazuki now, I would probably say wait. The bannings from the world is only for the Asian region. Nothing official has been said for the English meta. I mean, I believe that they will eventually ban Sakazuki, but that might not be after a while. So you might see a little bit of rebound in the Sakazuki, or basically any alt arts in the Sakazuki deck. When people realize that if it's not banned until OP 07, that they can still win a lot of the tournaments with Sakazuki as their leader. So yeah, until something has been announced in the English region, I would probably hold on in selling a Sakazuki leader alt art. I still have one extra Sakazuki leader alt art, so I think I'll hold it. And there's a good chance that they might resign the bannings later on, a la Whitebeard. in OP-04. So we will see. But right now, if you can get this leader at this price, I would probably say now it's gonna be as good as time as any to actually get this leader. Next, let's go check out some of the other alt arts from this deck. First, we have Borsalino, one of the staples in this deck. You can see that it's slowly been going down throughout the entire, I guess, month. It was all the way up to 100, just over 126 US dollars, then slowly going down, and it's holding steady now at just over 116 US dollars. Borsalino is still going to be a strong card. So the banning of Sakazuki leader alt art or Sakazuki leader will not necessarily affect Borsalino just because Moria leader in OP-06 is still going to be pretty strong. Perona, I believe, uses Borsalino as well. So I think it'll still hold it. It's still going to have a very, very high value. So you don't have to worry about it cratering as much as the leader did. Next, we have Kuzan last month. No, Kuzan definitely has a lot more reaction to the worlds in terms of the pricing compared to Borsalino. It was all the way up at just over 83 US dollars. And then just before Worlds, it was holding steady at 79, just over 79 US dollars. And then after the Worlds banning, it went down a little bit. It looks more dramatic than it is, but it's only $2. And it's right now at 77 US dollars. Same thing, still strong card, not a staple as Borsalino. So we will see how it looks like a month from now. Next, we have Rablucci, one of the staples from the Sakazuki leader decks. If you watch the Worlds, it was a lot of Rebecca to Rablucci to Hina. No, it was a lot of Rebecca to Hina to Rablucci combo. Yeah, that's Sakazuki. That's why Sakazuki is so strong. So yeah, a month ago, this card was just over 57 US dollars. Slowly went down. Just I think across the board, OP-05 prices are just going down anyways. And yeah, now it's just holding steady at just over 39 US dollars. Next, we have Rebecca, one of the staples in the Sakazuki deck. It was at the high of just over 61 US dollars. It went all the way down to 37, just over 37. Then it kind of saw a little bit of uptick, which is surprising after the bannings. So right now it is just over 41 US dollars. Next, let's go look at some of the regular non-alt art cards. We have Borsalino here. It was all the way up to 45 US dollars, going down, and right now it is just over 34 US dollars. Still insanely expensive card and a staple for a lot of black decks. Next, we have Hina, one of the staples from the World's Tournament. It actually had a high of just over 20 US dollars, and then definitely had a sharp decline in price, and it is right now just over 13 US dollars. Next, we have Grape Eruption, one of the banned cards, and yeah, it was all the way up at just over 18 US dollars, and it is right now, what is it, 8 US dollars. I'm pretty sure it was Great Eruption that was banned. Let me double check. Yeah, it is Great Eruption, Sakazuki leader, Great Eruption, and then elimination from OP-06. So yeah, so that has been Sakazuki, the impact of the last month as well as the bannings. Now let's see how the other colors has been impacted by the bannings. All right, before we quickly look at the yellow cards, I forgot a few staples from the Sakazuki decks. Let's go quickly look at some of them, starting with Borsalino. It's not a staple. It's one of those added sauce for Sakazuki decks. I mean, some would argue it is a staple, but As you can see, the prices just kept going down. There was actually a sharp decline. It started out at just over 28 US dollars, and then there was like a sharp decline here, slowly going up a little bit, and it's settling at just over 16 US dollars. Next, we have Kaido. If you saw in the matches, they definitely played Kaido in their Sakazuki decks. Kaido started out just over 29 US dollars, and then same thing, sharp decline. And then it's right now it's just holding steady at just over 17 US dollars. And then finally, we got Mancherry, the gal that kept bringing Rebecca and Rob Lucci back. Yeah, Mancherry was just over, well, I guess 18 US dollars. And then same thing with all of the OP-05 alt arts. It's been going down the last month, and it's just currently just over 11 US dollars. So that has been the staples or the alt arts from the Sakazuki deck. As you can see, a lot of the prices has been going down. Some of the prices has definitely been majorly affected by the bannings, and now let's go see how the other colors has fared, starting with yellow. Obviously, with the Sakazuki leader bans being in effect in the Asian region, a lot of people think that yellow is gonna rise from the ashes and retake the crown. So we will see if the market has reacted to that notion. Let's go start out with one of the two staples in terms of the yellow decks right now. Well, in terms of the leaders, first we have Katakuri. So Katakuri started out at just over 247 US dollars. It actually went down. Maybe it's because of the popularity of the Sakazuki the last month. But yeah, it went down and it's currently at just over 217 US dollars. Next, let's go look at some of the Katakuri cards. Oh, not that one. So starting with the Karakuri alt art, let's see last month. Last month it was just over 123 US dollars, and then it went all the way down to just over 100, and then there's a little bit of uptick right now, and it's currently $104. I wonder if this one will just keep increasing as yellow becomes more popular with the Sakazuki leader bans. It'll be interesting to see. Is it going to be Katakuri? Is it going to be Enel that will be the most popular yellow leader? Interesting. Next, let's go look at the regular Katakuri secret rare. Whoa, very interesting. Compared to the alt art, you can see that it did have a little high and then a little bit dip, but then it rebounded magnificently the last week or so. A month ago, it had a high of 76 US dollars, and then it went all the way down to just over 62 US dollars, and then rebounded amazingly well, stronger than ever, and it's currently just over 76 US dollars. I wonder if this is a response to the bannings of Sakazuki and that people are realizing that yellow is going to be the more, or I guess the best deck in the format, regardless of the other leaders from OP-06, such as Moria, Reiju, or Red Purple Lom. So it'll be interesting to note how it's going to look like a month from now. Next, let's go look at Big Mom. People thought that this one was actually going to get banned or restricted a la Whitebeard from OP-02. I believe it's OP-02. But yellow as a whole went unscathed through the entire banning process. So, yeah. Well, we'll see how Big Mom looks like. So, Big Mom had a high of 30 US dollars a month ago, and then it just slowly went down with the with a low of just over 22 US dollars, and then it's currently at just over 22 US dollars. Yeah, it'd be interesting to know or to see and track this price if Katakuri will be more popular than Enel in OP-06. Next, let's go look at Cracker. So Cracker, he had a height of just over 41 US dollars, and then it went all the way down to 34, just over 34 US dollars. And then you see a little bit of uptick right now. You can see how the prices are going up, and it's currently just over 36 US dollars. So it'll be interesting to note. Same thing. What will this look like a month from now? Will Katakuri reign over Enel in OP-06? We will see. Next, let's go look at Prospero. So Prospero didn't see the uptick that Cracker did. So Prospero had a height of just over 34 US dollars, and it's going down slowly the last month or so, and it's just holding steady at just over 32 US dollars. And then next we have Pudding, adorable Pudding. Same thing, slowly going down the last month or so. Definitely a lot more stark than Prospero for sure. So this one had a height of just over 65 US dollars, and it's currently at just over 49 US dollars. Next, let's go look at Enel. So Enel as a leader, same thing with all of the OP-05 prices. It just went down slowly throughout the month. He had a height of just over 104 US dollars, and it's currently holding steady at just over 84. So we will see. Maybe Yellow will dominate OP-06 because, if Sakazuki will get banned at the start of OP-06, maybe Enel will be the most dominant deck in the format to replace it. Who knows? But this is going to be definitely interesting because a lot of people think that Yellow will reign supreme in this new meta. Next, let's go look at Gidatsu for Enel. So Gidatsu, same thing with all the OP-05 cards. It's slowly going down. This one was over 31 US dollars, and it's currently just over 26. And then next we have Enel Rusher, and then this one has declined as well. It was all the way up just over 27 US dollars, and it's currently just over 20 US dollars. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Yellow's prices will be into OP-06 if people find that Yellow is either Katakuri or Enel is the best deck in the format. Maybe you will see some of these prices spike as the demand for these cards increase. So yeah, definitely interesting to see. Next, let's go look at Purple, particularly Purple Luffy. If the prices went up or down because of the bannings. Right. I nearly forgot, but there's a couple yellow staples that I forgot to mention, starting with Yamato. So Yamato actually slowly went up and down. It's a little bit of a yo-yo there. It had a height of just over 73 US dollars, and it's currently at just over 69, so about $5 of a decrease. And then we have Sanji blocker. So Sanji definitely followed a lot more traditional decrease. Sanji was just over 57 US dollars, and it's currently 50 US dollars. All right, now let's go look at the other colors. All right, now let's go look at purple and see if any of the cards there had a positive result because of the bannings. Maybe some people are thinking that maybe Purple Luffy is going to be the answer to the best deck in the format question. But initially, not really, just because we saw the price didn't really move as much. It's just a natural decay from the OP-05 bubble that it had a month ago. The leader was all the way up just over 110 US dollars, and it's currently just over 77, so over $30 decrease in just 1 month. Next, let's go look at Captain Kid Alt Art. This one had a height of just over 40 US dollars, and then it went all the way up to just over 33. However, it did have a little bit of positive reaction last week or so, you know, is this a sign that there's a positive reaction to the prices of kid alt art because of the banning of Sakazuki? Um, we'll see. It'll be interesting to note. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's any leaders in OP-06 that uses kid as a staple. I don't know if this is going to be preparing for that. I don't think Reiju uses kid as part of there. So maybe people just think that Purple Luffy is going to be an answer and it will be the best deck in the format. We will see. Next, let's go look at Zorojuro. Zorojuro not was not positively affected by the banning. It had a height of just over 31 US dollars and it's currently just over 23. Next, let's go look at Queen from the starter deck. So yeah, Queen was a staple of any purple decks, similar to Borsalino. But as you can see, there was like a sharp decline there. It had a height of just over 32 US dollars, and then it had a little bit of a crash. It went all the way down to 25 US dollars, and then it bounced up a little bit, and it's currently just over 26. Next, we have the Kaido rare from the starter deck. Yeah, same thing. It just went all the way down slowly. It was all the way up to just over $3.38, and it's right now just over $2.62. Next, let's go look at Law from ST10, the three captains one, staple from any purple decks. So yeah, this one vacillated very weirdly last month or so. It actually went up and down, peaks and valleys, so to speak. But overall, the trend is up. Although right now, recently after the Worlds, it looks like it's very down. But it had recently just been just over $7.53, and it's currently just over $6.78. Next, let's go look at the alt art from OP-05. I believe some purple decks use this card. Um, this one, yeah, it was just over, or it is exactly 20 US dollars a month ago, and then it went down, and it's currently holding steady at just over 14. And then we have the Luffy Secret Rare. This one went down. It had a low of just over $11.87, and then it slowly had a pretty sharp increase the last week or so, and it's just over $13.23. Interesting to see the reason why there's a rebound for Luffy's bounce back in terms of the pricing. I maybe because of purple, red and purple Luffy for OP-06. Aside from that, unless it's for collectible purposes, I don't think this card is really that playable in OP-06 meta, but maybe there's a sauce there that I do not know. Yeah, be interesting. All right, next, let's go quickly look at red and green and see how those colors got affected by the Sakazuki bannings. All right, so we are down to the last few colors and see how the bannings has affected them. Starting with my boy Zoro. If you do not know, I am a Zoro main. Since OP-01, I had to kind of abandon him a little bit. I moved to Purple Luffy at the end of OP-06. But, you know, one of the things that I have thought with the banning of Sakazuki is that maybe red will be back, you know, make red great again. And let's see how the news affected the red staple prices. Starting with Zoro from OP-01. The answer is looking real quickly is that it definitely didn't affect it positively. It had a height of just over 342 US dollars, and then you can see that it just slowly went down, and it's currently at just over 326 US dollars. So maybe that's a market saying that even though the Sakazuki leader has been banned and will get banned probably. In the English meta, Zoro is still not going to be tier 1 deck moving forward. I kind of agree to that. Black is still very strong. More is still going to be there. So yeah, we will see, but still love Zoro. Next, let's go look at Zoro character alt art. Same thing, slowly going down the last month. And then next, let's go look at the second most popular red leader out there, which is Newgate or Oyaji himself. But unfortunately, you can see that the banning didn't really have a positive impact in this price. It was all the way up to nearly 175 US dollars, and then yeah, right now it's just over 146 US dollars. Next, some of the staples from the Whitebeard deck, like Ace here, no positive impact. You can see just slowly went down. Next, we have the Marco blocker, same thing. Not really any positive reaction to the Sakazuki bannings. And yeah, just looking at some of these cards from Whitebeard as well as Zoro, you can definitely tell that the market has cooled down in red as a whole. Even with the Sakazuki leader bannings, they don't really see red as a viable option for OP-06. Hopefully, there are some Zoro mains out there to prove them wrong, and maybe it just needs one person to win a major tournament after the Sakazuki bannings for people to jump back in the red train. Next, let's go look at green. That's another color that I thought might be more popular because of the Sakazuki banning, particularly Uda. I know that Uda has already won the green Uda leader from the starter deck. Has already won flagship in Japan, so maybe that's going to be an avenue that people might think is the next best deck in the format. So yeah, let's go check. So first, let's go look at the Luffy alt art here. As you can see, the price had definitely went up with the advent of the new Uda starter deck. And yeah, it's holding steady now at just over 60 US dollars. Next, let's go look at Nami. You can see Nami has definitely went up the last month. Same thing. I believe this is because of the Uda starter deck releasing. Yeah, it went at the height of just over 71 US dollars, and it's holding steady now at just under 69. Be interesting to see if green becomes way more popular. I mean, Yamato is going to be a popular deck, I believe, in OP-06. I don't think it plays Nami, but maybe that just shines a little bit more attention to green, and then more people just flock into Uda because of it. Next, let's go look at the Nami SR. Same thing. It saw a hike because of the Uda starter deck. It actually went all the way up to 39 US dollars or just over. And then it slowly went down. It's currently holding steady right now at just over 29 US dollars. Next, let's go look at Doflamingo alt art. You can see Dofi definitely went up. Very interesting to see if Dofi is going to be played in Yamato. Possibly, it might be. I think that some Uda definitely plays Yamato or Dofi as well. So yeah, it actually was all the way down to just over 40 US dollars, and then it's currently right now at just over 51 US dollars, so an increase of 10 in just 1 month. Next, we have the Rocinante alt art. So Rocinante had a huge spike about halfway through the month. It was all the way down. It was languishing all the way down to just under 20 US dollars. And then, yeah, it is currently at just over 35 US dollars. Next, we have Sugar. Sugar actually went down. I don't think Sugar's really played in Uda as well as Yamato. So, unless they make Dofi a viable leader again, you probably won't see Sugar played a lot. And then finally, we have the Rocinante Secret Rare. Same thing with the alt art. Huge spike about halfway through the month. It was started out at just over US dollars. It went all the way up to 15 US dollars, holding steady now at just over 11. So yeah, so that has been the quick overview on some of the cards that might have been affected by the bannings. You definitely saw some of the decrease in some of the staples in the Sakazuki deck, but as a whole, you didn't see a lot of panic buying in some potential new best deck in the format after the Sakazuki leader gets banned in North America or the English region. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how OP-06 shapes after they ban Sakazuki. Will yellow reign supreme? Will other color take over aside from the Sakazuki black and blue? Maybe Moria will be just as strong as Sakazuki and will continue to be the best deck in the format, which is going to be black. So yeah, be interesting to see, and can't wait to check out all of the prices again 1 month from now. As always, if you want to be part of my giveaways, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. As always, I hope everyone will have an amazing rest of the week, and I'll see you guys later. Cheers.